Hello, hello, hello. So, I'll make sure my camera's better here. I really gotta have Scott fix this for me. It's kind of wiggly. See that? I, sorry, guys. I got as best as I'm gonna get it. Oh, it's unless I move it. Hang on. Yeah, it leans. Wow. I know what I'm gonna get. Hang on. Bear with me if you came in. Hi, Sherry. Cheryl. Charlene. I always say the wrong name. I always want to say Cheryl. Because my friend spells her name like you do. How are you? Hope all is well. Charlene and Mr. Bob. I'm going to fix my camera. I know, I'm bad. Oh, that's not going to work either. Yeah. Getting over sickness. But good. Bob is good. That's good. I hope you are feeling much better. There's a lot of people I hear are been feeling poorly. So far, I have. I ain't sick, but I'm going through a lot of issues and body-wise. But I have to have carpal. I have to have a carpal tunnel procedure. Probably sometime in February. Yeah, but that's minor compared to what could have been. Husband's out and about on another run. Scott, my husband, is driving cab, basically. I call him a chauffeur because he's been chauffeuring me around for a long time. So he's got good experience at it. That's what I told him. I'm like, you should be really good at that job. So he's out doing that. Hi, Steffi. He's out doing that again. Came home, ate dinner, and left. I'm trying to find something. My camera's all wonky. I'm going to have to move it up to the... Sorry. Yeah, there we go. That'll have to do. See, Scott put these little holes in here, and this one's kind of got too big. It won't hold my camera straight anymore. Oops. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to do some painty paper because I got a lot of time to waste. I tried to post in your group, and it told me to wait for the post to be approved. Okay, hang on. I'll go do that. Yeah, I got it. I'll tell you the story why it's like, are you effing kidding? Okay. All right. I think I should. Yeah. Let's see. Where? Okay. Okay. Approve request. Add. A minute. Did it? Okay. Hang on. When did you try to do it? Because I am not seeing anything. Let me refresh this. Let me refresh real quick. Hopefully I don't lose you. I think my computer's going to hell on me too. Yeah. Oh, you took it down? Oh. Okay. Well, repost it and I'll approve it once I'm done on this live. And I'll tell you the reason why I have it this way. I never used to. So I'm going to do some painty paper. So I got these in a box. Like they were all messed up from something I ordered. And I thought, I'm going to keep them. So I'm going to use some of my delusions. And I'm going to use paint that I should be using. Okay, brand new. Never used it. I don't even know if it's good. Just tell me. I can't tell you now. I wish. Actually, hang on. Let's see. I can't say it online. But I can share. If I can, I'll share something with you. Hang on. Then you'll be like, oh, I see why. Yep. Hang on. Let me find it. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Forward. Oh, I want to forward it. Forward it to. Look closely at that, and you'll understand why it's the way it is now. Why I have that in my group. If you and just go, oh, okay. Yep. You have to probably make it bigger if you can to look at it, and you'll understand. Hi, Crafted. Hi, Dawn with an E. Hey, I remembered today. So, Scott's on a run. Oh. And so he won't be back for probably a couple hours. I wasn't gonna go live tonight. I was actually just gonna chill, but I'm trying to keep myself awake until at least 10 o'clock. So, what way to do that is to go live, chat with you all, see what's happening, and didn't know what I was gonna do. Did a few more pages in my art journal and got tired of doing that. So I was thinking I want to paint. So I thought I'd art journal. Or I'd do painty papers. And have fun with that. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to use some Delusion paint that I've had forever. And I think everybody does theirs different. I've done painty papers all sorts of different ways. Oh. Ooh. I gotta start using these tubs of paint by Delusion. They're getting where you can't use the paint. What type? I don't know what type of paper you want to make or do. Never looks pretty when I first do it. I'll tell you that. Sometimes I'm like, oh boy, what's this going to look like? I will. All right. I answered you. Okay. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Oh, I have so much glue on here yet. Good. Oh, I'm liking the pink. Choom, choom, choom. All right. All right. Trying to get some down here. There we go. Up here. There we go. Okay. Nope, I did all that. We did it all. Yep, right away. And I don't know how. I don't know how. Or I knew how. Diamond did it, but she's still getting around it. And I don't know how. Don't know why or don't know how. Oh. You're getting stuff out. It's real simple. It's just about. Oh, I ripped it. Yeah, this paper is very thin, so I have to be careful. But that's all right. If I rip it, I don't mind because I'll use it anyway. Yeah, I don't know how she's. I don't know. I don't know if Diamond fixed it since then, but I just kind of, you know. Yep. I probably could fix it all, take that off, but we'll see. So, I just have to have Diamond do it for me. This is supposed to be a free, love, and spirited group. Oh. So I want to show you something I made today. And I'm going to use it here. So I don't throw away my alcohol markers or any marker for that matter when you can't get any more out of them. When you're coloring and you're like, oh, it's a dead horse. I call them dead horses. I don't throw them away. Okay? I never throw them away. Or at least I try not to. That's all right. I couldn't find you yesterday. Did you go live? And I was looking for you to go in and watch you, and I couldn't find you. I went to your channel. You weren't live there. So I don't know. No. Yeah. She's not there anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, but it was. I'll explain a little bit after when we can chit chat more. So, inside here is the inside of the marker that I couldn't get any more ink out of, but I took it out, broke it, I put it in here. Oh, her channel isn't. Sorry, I had to run so fast for that tray. So inside this is inside of a marker with some rubbing alcohol. And sometimes I should, and I have it here, and I'll do it real quick. Is gum Arabic powder. I haven't did it. So I don't know if I have a spoon in there or not. Oh, I do. I do have a little one. Hello, Sandy. So we're just going to put a little bit of gum Arabic powder in here. Okay. Don't ask me what it does, but I got told by somebody to do that when I make inks. I guess it makes it stop from spoiling. I don't try that. So, okay. It's a binder. Okay, thank you. See, you knew more than me on that one. I was just told to buy it when I made some long time ago when I first started. So that should be shook up pretty good. So in here, like I said, whoa, all right, no big deal, is a purple marker that I couldn't get any more ink out of it to color with. These Dollar Tree bottles, I tell you, I'll never buy them again. I'll buy them. And I stuck it in, and it's still in there, and with some alcohol. And now you saw me put the Arabic powder in. Voila. I don't know how well it's going to stay because I haven't did this in a long time. But we'll see. Hello, Sandy. Hello. I'm getting messy tonight. That's all right. I get messy all the time. That's why my channel's the way the name is. The name is. What can I use if I don't have markers? Make I've made sprays from Easter egg dye, food coloring, bingo daubers. I have bingo daubers. I'm gonna get some to put on here. Matter of fact, in a minute. They're cheap, very cheap, reasonable price for crafting. Rights dye, the Ritz dye, or whatever that's called. I've done that too. Got a bottle of Ritz, I found them real cheap. And I opened them and I just put some in a container. And see, look at this spray bottle. I just put this in here this afternoon. You all saw that if you were on my live this morning. And I really can't get it to spray already. I come up with all sorts of stuff to use because there's a way, there's a will. Like bingo daubers. I love Delusion paint. I love Delusion sprays. But I don't love the prices. So, and this is, one night I was talking to Bima and she was like, I gotta go, Tina. I'm going to play bingo. And I went, I wonder if bingo daubers would work. So I bought a bunch of bingo daubers on Amazon. Like they have a... And then you can just pop if you get ones, you can pop the little, or acrylic paint. Yeah, I believe so. Probably. You get the bingo dollars, you get the ones that pop this little lid up. You can pour some of the liquid out and make spray, because I've done that too. And when they get to where I can't use them anymore, like this one's really empty, I save it and I'll pop like I do it right now because there ain't much in here at all. Pop the little lid off. Same method. Alcohol. There's a lot in there. Whoop. Too much. Let me dump a little bit out. Okay. Oh, look at how that's doing it. That's pure alcohol I just put on there. That's cool. Okay. Take this. Pop it on. Shake this up a little bit. Sorry, hello, you're learning me. This is just, what did I do it? Packaging paper. just everyday packaging paper. Oh, it fell. This way. And I'm rolling on it, of course. I save everything that comes in. My husband, I got him well trained. It's just regular. Look, oh, look at there, picking up color. Packaging paper that came in packaging. I got rolls of stuff I use. Yeah, I just use what I loved. Look at that. I'm going to pick it up some color for the next one. I use practically anything I can get my hands on. If I can recycle it, I use it. Yep. I've been using bingo daubers for 3-4 years now. I love my bingo daubers. And if you smash them, you get this cool look. Like a paint splatter look. Bingo. 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 And that's just the bottle that hardly had any left in it. And I added just alcohol in it. And little gum residue stuff, whatever. It went from there. And it's something like I really like this tip is coming apart. As you can see, it's leaving a different kind of cool look. After a while, I don't worry about that. I look at thrift stores. Matter of fact, I just yelled at my son. I didn't yell at my son, but him and his wife went to St. Vincent de Paul, and they didn't invite me. I'm like, excuse me. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have said anything. He told his wife, I'm in trouble with Mama. She's like, why? He goes, because we went to St. Vincent de Paul last weekend, and we didn't ask her to go. And she's like, so she says to me, not just, sorry, we were out and about and we were passing, and I'm like, Xavier, let's swing in there. It's not like it was planned. If we were home and we were going, I would have called you. And I'm like, okay. She goes, and then I go, well, I'm like, well, you know what? If I'm not with you, here's what I'm looking for. And she's like, what? I said, bingo daubers. Really? And I'm like, bingo daubers. I know the thrift store they go to. I probably cleaned it out before they were there anyway. So she's like, oh, I'll remember that. I'm like, yep. She goes, you know what? Next time I'm at Mom's, yeah, my mom has a boatload of them, and they're just in a closet. I'm going to see what she's going to do with them. I'm like, I'll take them for free. So she probably just won't care. Okay, so now I'm going to dry this layer. I really like how that ink did that. So I want to try something before I get drying. I'm going to get, you know what, the one thing I need to order? And I can't remember what the hell the name of these are. These damn things. I got one left right here. Or one or two left. Two left. Yep, two left. Oh. Phew. And I don't know what they're called. Pipettes. Ah, okay. I couldn't remember for the life of me. Isn't that bad? I saw them on somebody's channel once, and I probably asked that person there. And went and bought them. Pipettes. Piette. Cool. It is an odd name. So I got my son a snowblower. And all it needed was a carburetor filter, something, supposedly. And so he bought that. He cleaned up the snowblower. Okay. It was our old snowblower that we gave Diamond and Sam. Diamond and Sam weren't using it, so they gave it. They gave it. I asked because Sam got 2 snowblowers from work, and what was funny is guy was carrying them out, and all they did is cut the gas line on the snowblowers in this dumpster that some guy from Sam's work was throwing in his truck. And Sam's like, "Where'd you get those?" Guy goes in the dumpster. They're throwing out. There's nothing wrong with them except they cut the fuel line. And the guy goes, "You want one?" Sam goes, "Well," I'm like, "Yeah, grab it." Sam goes, "What the hell we need that for, Mom?" I said, "Xavier and Chantel." So in a long story short, instead of giving the 2 that Sam got from work, he gave Xavier the bigger one. It used to be me and Scott's. He said it needs a filter, something, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So he told Xavier what it needed. Xavier went and ordered that, went to do that Friday or Thursday into Friday because we had that big snowstorm. So that he could use it today to plow his snow or to snow blow his snow. So he did that late last night, got that done, got up to start snow blowing this morning after he brought Chantel to work, got home, and it started on fire. The fuel line cracked. He hurried up and threw snow on it, shut that off, threw snow. He gets a new fuel line. Because then he got called into work. He never even got to his driveway at all. So he put it back in the garage. This is another thing. I was like, are you kidding me? His neighbor is out snow blowing his driveway in the sidewalk. He sees what happens to Xavier. You think a nice neighbor would have did that for them? Nope. Now me, Scott, they would have snow blowed out my neighbors. We do it all the time. We're always help snow blowing out. Scott is all the time. So I said, Xavier, did your neighbor snow blow you out? And he goes, nope. I'm like, yeah. And I said it to Xavier that I would never help him out either. Scott don't plan on. So he gets back from work today because he's on call. He had to go in. Came back. He stopped, bought a new fuel line. That's all he thought was wrong with it. Gets the fuel line on. And now something else won't start it. Ignition. He's hoping. He was able to start it, but it won't stay running because the ignition is stuck. So he calls me. He calls Daddy, Scott. Scott's didn't answer. And he calls me and he goes, Momo. And I go, what's up? And he goes, can I come and borrow the snowblower? I said, did you call Daddy? And he's like, yeah. He didn't answer. I said, yeah. I said, because I asked today, and we have a family chat where it's just Chantel, Xavier, and I, because we're neighbors. I asked how snowblower was, and I found out, and I was worried. As soon as it said it started on fire, I called Xavier because I didn't know if he was hurt. I was worried. Well, he's in a truck at work. He can't talk to me. He's like, Mom, I'm in the work truck. I didn't hear that I got to go by because he can't talk on the phone. They can get in trouble on their personal phone. So I thought he hung up on me. So I called Chantel because I just want to know if he was hurt. That's all I cared about. Well, then Chantel called me and forgot she was working. She calls me and she's like, what's up? You called? I said, is Xavier hurt? And she goes, what? I said, from the snowblower starting fire. And she's like, no. His glove got a little singed, but he's fine, Mom. I'm like, oh, okay. Why? I said, because I saw the message and I called him and he hung up on me. And she goes, what? I go, yeah. He said something, truck, blah. And then the next thing I know, I said, I don't know if we lost connection or he hung up on me. She goes, well, he's going to call me to make sure I got home from work in a while, and I'll ask him. So he called the question, and Chantel goes, did you hang up on your mother? He's like, no, I told her I had to go. I was in a work truck. All she heard was truck. So then he called me back, asked him how everything was going. He told me about this problem. So then he called me, and then I'm so upset that I started crying. So I called Scott and I said, Scott, I let Xavier, and then Xavier's asked me to borrow the snowblower. And I'm like, yeah, just come and get it. He says, I called Dad. He didn't answer. I said, yeah, just come and get it. This poor kid all day. I'm sorry. My son is 20, almost 28 years old, and I still call him kid. He hates it when I do that. My son. So he calls, he comes and gets it, and I answer the door, and he's like, Mom, why are you crying? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm so sorry. I got you a snowblower that was supposed to be like a quick fix, and now it's turning into a headache. And I'm just crying. I'm just crying. And he's like, Mom, come down. It's not your fault. It happens. Me and Dad are going to get it fixed. Dad told me, just put it aside. We'll look at it next week. We'll get what parts needed. We'll get it up and running for me. And I'm like, okay. And the thing is they just bought their house. They went from paying like $650 for rent to $1,800 house payment. And I'm always worried that if they're eating, if they have money for groceries. I mean, this is a big adjustment for them to have. And he's like, don't worry, Mom. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. And he gave me a hug because he first says, he walked in the door and he's like, I'm really sorry I sounded like a dick on the phone with you. And I'm like, I didn't think you sounded like a dick. That's my son's words. I tell you, new generation. I'm like, I didn't think you sounded like a dick. And I'm just crying. He's like, why are you crying? I said, because I got you a snowblower because I know you needed a snowblower. And I didn't want this to happen to you and give you all these problems. It was supposed to be an easy fix, not turn into a headache for you. He's like, don't worry about it. Like Dad said, I can walk around the block and grab yours and Grandpa's snowblower. He's like, calm down, woman. He's like, Jesus, Mom. And he calls Dad. He calls Scott. He gets back to his house, such a blower off. He calls Scott and he goes, what is with Mom? And Scott goes, why? She was crying when I got there. I gave her a hug. I tried to calm her down. I don't know what to do, he said. She doesn't believe me that I'm okay. Scott goes, well, she probably was scared when she found out about the fire. 2, she gets you a snowblower. How do I explain to my son and I's relationship? I know my son is 27, and he sent me this video, and we talked about it over the fence, because I'm like, what the hell? Where that Scott and I raised him to be independent, that me always jumping into, because they live right behind me. I'll see him out doing his lawn, like doing leaves, and I'll walk across and I'll start helping him. And he's not about me helping him. It's about that, Mom, I can do this on my own. You don't always have to come out and help me. And so I'm trying to learn my boundaries a little bit with them. And it's been hard for me. I told him, I said one time, Xavier, just because you're 27, I'm always a mom. It doesn't stop when I'm always your mom. I said, and I like being outside. Well, it's not about leaves. He says, maybe that was a bad example, he says. Like me worrying about if they got groceries. Well, I said, that's a mom thing. It's not about you not being able to afford groceries or get groceries. It's me knowing that you're on a bigger house payment. And they got student loans. I said, you're working 2 jobs just to cover the student loans. She works, he works 2 jobs. So if I can help out a little. So I'm getting better, he told me today. He said, you're getting better. But don't have a breakdown because the snowblower just didn't work for me. And it's not your fault. He tells Jesus. I made Mom, first she thinks I hang up on her today. And then she's over there. I get over there and she's crying. And Chantal goes, is everything okay? She's just upset. And I show my emotions really. I show my emotions. He goes, she's so upset that the snowblower did this to us. She tried to help us by getting this. She didn't mean to, I didn't get him the snowblower to cause a headache for him. I thought I was doing him a favor, which they can't afford, right? Like he said, and the thing is like I said to Scott, I don't want him to keep sticking money in a snowblower they can't get running. And we discussed that when he came back. And Scott was gone. And then when Saber got the snowblower, he came and got ours, went over and snowblower snow blowed his driveway and sidewalk. When he got back, Scott got back in between, and I said to Scott, I do not want him to continue putting money in a snowblower that may or may not ever work right. I don't want him to stick like $400. I'd rather him stick $400 in his saving, eventually go buy a snowblower and use ours in between. And Scott goes, or I buy a new one and they can have mine. I'm like, okay. Ours is probably, if Scott's going to bring it, Scott told Xavier to bring it around tomorrow. My son's a mechanic. He knows what he's doing. But they're going to bring it around he's going to walk it over our garage because our garage is Scott's got propane to heat the garage so that they can actually work on it in a garage that they can heat up. And our garage is bigger. But I was I don't know. Maybe it's just, side effect of my anxiety medication? I had no idea. But damn, I just started bawling. I just started crying. He didn't. And he's like, calm down, Mom. And he goes, calm down, woman. Then I'm like, look at him and says, got your attention now, Mom. It's all right. It's okay. He's like, I got to get going. He goes, I want to do this before dark. Yeah. I was so upset. I am so upset that he's having this problem. Because my son looked for almost a year and a half to find a house. And I'd see him off and on, and I'd be like, are you okay? And he'd say, why do you keep asking? I said, because you look sad. He was getting defeated. Every time they found a house, they bid on a house, they get outbid, somebody to have cash. And he was just felt defeated. And I can read my son like a book. He has brown eyes. And so can my mother-in-law, because I remember my mother-in-law saying, yep, you can read all Xavier's motions on his face. He looks like that little dog that got hit with the newspaper because he piddled on the floor. He's got that type of face. That's best I can't think of any way else. And I always could tell when he's lying, he's a little boy. And I can always tell when he's sad. And I can tell when he's really got something on his mind. He's just got I just know him that well. So I bug him when I asked him, what's wrong? And when he tells me nothing, I'm like, Xavier, I know something's wrong. And he goes, but I can't. And he always tells me, but it's my problem, Mom. He wants to be that so independent, not to ask us for help. And he hates to ask us for help. He says it goes to his core. But I said to him, but Xavier, asking for help is no problem. I said, what's wrong with asking your parents for a little help? I don't see a problem with that. I said, it does not reflect if you're not a man or not, if that's what you're thinking. I said, it doesn't have nothing to do with that. That's, I ask you for help. He goes, but you're my mom. And I'm like, and you're my son. Deal with it, buddy. Never ends. Till I'm put in the ground. And then I'm still your mom and I'm going to haunt your ass just so I can bug you. He started laughing. But. And they're young. His wife's going to be 24. He's 27. They're good fit. My daughter-in-law is actually really good for my son. Might drive me crazy once in a while. It's a younger generation thing I've come to realize, but she is good for my son. And she's a good fit for him. She keeps him in line. Oh. And she keeps him humble sometimes. Because she's like, don't talk to your mom that way. I laugh when we talk about when she, see, look at this. This paint's already going bad. This yellow, look at I don't want to mess with that tonight. So I'll put that back for now. I'll work on that later because my wrist won't be able to handle stirring that. trying to get it good. Oh, we'll just grab the other one. But she's a good fit for him. My son's got ADHD really bad. Always has since he was little on. And now, he's an adult and it doesn't go away. And she has to remind him to take his medication because I can tell immediately if he didn't take his meds. And so does she. So she gets on him. I think it's funny. Take your medication. Did you take your pill today? And he's like, oh, and she's like, Xavier, you need to take your medication. You don't realize he doesn't realize it, that it helps him. It always has. Because if he's not on it, oh my God, squirrel mentality. Squirrel. That's how I always said, that's my son's mentality. Squirrel, gone. Oh, boom. Yeah, you could do stencils. I do stencils. I love stenciling. So you can almost do anything on painty paper. That's my thing. So I do stencils. Other people don't do stencils. I do stencils. Like after I do this, and I'm all over, as you can tell. I just don't do it in one spot. I don't have a rhythm because you're going to cut them up anyways. I'm going to probably put this on after it's done. I'll probably size it 8x8. And yep, I got some gelatos. I got some stuff I'll put on in here too. So what I'll do is I make my this time around I got ATCs, but sometimes I make my ATCs out of chipboard because I like them sturdy, not flimsy. So what I would do is after I was done, I flip this over, put the chipboard down and glue the chipboard down, and then cut them the ATC side. Whatever this. Yeah, I got new ones. I haven't even used that. I'm trying to remember where I put them. They're not a lot of. Where did I put them? I got them free because I bought something from Jago's. I'm trying to remember where I put them. I'm looking around me. I have little things, little cube shells on the side of my cupboard. Huh. Oh yeah, maybe over there. Let's see here in a second. When I get up. Let's put it in here. If they're not there, I don't remember where to put them. I'll have. I did an order right before my father-in-law got really sick, and I haven't been really able to do much with the stuff I bought. And now that the house is settled a little bit until I can work on the house some more in the spring, and Scott's back working, and I have more time to do what I love to do. This craft, go live, spend time with a few people out there. This summer I didn't do much YouTube because I was busy. I could have put a camera up and let you guys watch me paint the walls. Watch me wash the walls. Hey, I should have. You guys could have kept me company. Maybe I'll do that next year when I decorate my backyard. So this piece that I ripped, it's driving me kind of crazy. just going to take a piece of masking tape. I'm going to tape it. Here we go. See, all fixed. Okay, I got one other spot to look. Oh no, they're right there. I'll get them. I almost bought some new stuff yesterday and I changed my mind. Because I'm supposed to be trying to stay on this no spending thing. But I tell you, it's very tempting because I've been wanting them for a while. And I walked away. It was hard. Sometimes I get them if you want, Mom. That's my daughter. One time she's like, no, you don't need them. The next time she's like, get them. And that was the kid art or kid art. And it kind of looked like these. These are the ones I got free from Dragos when I made an order. I think it's kid art. They're like a waxy crayon, gel, something. Oh, I can't even see that. But they were at Barnes & Noble, 24 of them for $24. And I almost bought them. Yeah, you can't really see that. Oh, maybe, but I didn't buy it. See, I don't know if these water soluble or not. They're art crayon shimmer. Oh, I guess they do shimmer. Can you see the shimmer? That's kind of cool. But I didn't get them. I walked away. See, these colors aren't a good one for this one because they blend right in. Them are cool. But there we go. Oh, let's see. Scribble sticks. Something I rarely use because I forget they're in a drawer. And I should have got clean water before I started this, but oh well. I'll just dip in a little bit of water. Maybe I should go get clean water. Yeah, I need to go get clean water. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I should have did that, but I forgot. It won't take me long. So the other day, when I was organizing my stamps, I was putting the leaves away. One stamp with like leaves. And I thought for sure I had 4 of them. But then I thought, maybe I don't. Because I only put 4 in the bucket. And I painted that evening. So you figure, when did I do that? And I have a bad habit of leaving paintbrushes in water. I'll admit it. It's a bad thing, and I should break that, but easier said than done. Okay? So, I think I even said, man, I thought there was 4 of them, because I was doing that live. I discovered it in my water. Must have dropped it. So I'm going to let that air dry for a few days. I'm like, what the hell is this in here? Yep. It's one missing stamp. See, I knew I had 4 of them. I was like, Tina. Then here we go, punk. Because I painted that morning. I should have put things away. And I didn't. I'm paying attention. Bad habit, isn't it? Yeah, I think the worst habit in my craft room is me not taking care of my water and brushes. I'm covered in lunar paste now. Ouch. So I know you could also tip the tip in the water and also use these instead of doing it with a paintbrush. I like using the paintbrush method personally, so that's what I'm doing. Can't remember where I put another one right there. I feel okay. How do I put this? I don't want to sound like ungrateful or anything or bad about other people. But Scott's been picking a lot, and I don't know until you're out like in about or you hear about things you don't realize. Okay, Scott's been picking up a lot of people this past, I'd say 4 or 5 days from mental institutions and taking them home. And I'm like, what the hell? So, he can't ask questions. So he gets them in the car and he takes them on their merry way. Once in a while, feels them talk. He was talking to a young lady this morning. He was telling me that she checked herself in on Thursday. And Scott goes, okay. And Scott goes, she's like talking to her way. Scott, she checked herself in on Thursday because she's living in friend's basement, and they told her that she couldn't stay there during the storm because she's homeless. So she's been checking herself in every few days, and she goes for her 48-hour hold to stay warm. Because they won't allow her. I never heard of this before. I don't know if this is true because this is nothing me and Scott have ever experienced being homeless. that they're not accepting her into the homeless shelter because she's one individual. She's not family right now. Because all the single beds are filled up. So she's been staying at this person's basement, this person's basement, this person. So now I said, where was she going now? Scott goes, they paid. Now, this is what kills me. I said, to get into this cab that my husband drives, this is a company, not my husband, because I think my husband probably gave rides away for himself. Person needed it. That's my husband. It's $13. Just $13 to even open the door. And then it's $4 for every mile. I almost died when he told me that. I'm like, holy smokers. So she's in this one of our institutions here in town. He didn't say where. He didn't tell me her name, nothing. He doesn't really know her name either. All he knows is where to go. Has a first name basis. That's it. That's all he says. All he told me. And so they pay for her to take a cab to go to a homeless shelter in a whole different county. So that's where Scott's right now bringing her right now to a whole different county because they can't find a bed for her because she can't stay any longer. We're in this. They took her in last night. They knew that she's. It's not like she needs to be in an institution, but she had nowhere else to go, so she checked herself in. And Scott said, Scott, well, it's not doing that. I did that earlier. Because now he's doing another run right now as we speak, because that's what he was telling me. He just literally got home just to get a phone call to go back out to the same place, pick up another one to bring to another homeless shelter. You would think they would have been on board there, and so they only have to pay one trip. Oh, so now I said to Scott, what the hell's? And he goes, Scott goes, I don't know. I said, are they on different floors? I'm like, you would think they would have known that. So then they would only had to have Scott go pick up two people or one run instead of two runs. Scott goes, I don't make the rules. All I do is show up and get paid. I'm like, well, yeah, that's, but I thought that was so sad. Yeah. I never, if you don't know how it, I didn't swear it. Scott, she wanted to give Scott a tip because Scott said I wouldn't take it. Scott told her to stay and buy some soda or something to eat. I eat as, he, like Scott says, we've never been homeless or in a shelter, so we don't know what a shelter life is like. But she wanted to give Scott a tip, and Scott told her to keep it, get something to eat. And she goes, well, they'll feed me. And Scott goes, well, then get yourself a soda or something then. Keep it. You need it more than me. He says, no disrespect. And she thanked him. Scott said she hugged me and said, God bless to him. And he was like, he didn't know. So he kind of just did a little pat on her back, made sure she got in the building. Because that was the one thing Scott says. I always make sure everybody gets into where they're going. Because he had a guy fall on him that was, I worked in mental health unit 2 years ago. Yeah. He sure is doing a lot of I don't know if it's the system, the economy, or the system we live in, but he's picking up a lot of people where they're just moving them all over because they only can stay here. So let's pay to move them here. Why not take? Okay, nothing against the cab company. Cab companies, this is all state paid. Scott said these are all they're what they call vultures. Not vulture. Vultures run. Did I say that right? They're already paid by the state. The state covers them. And I'm like, I said to Scott, are you serious? He goes, yeah. I said, why doesn't the state, because you figured where Scott's going, It's 2 hours away. 2 hours. I'll have to ask him how many miles. No, an hour and a half. Hour and a half. But it's an hour and a half there and an hour and a half up to back to our driveway. And then Scott's done. That's when the cab's done. Okay? I said to Scott, so he gets paid to go there, paid to drop off. Does he get paid to bring you back? How's that work? Scott doesn't know how that works. He says, I think it's just pick up and drop off and not depending on the ride. I said, well, you know what? I guarantee it's paid both ways. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I guarantee this cab company that you're working for gets paid to pick up, drop off, and also gets paid to bring back to your location. Because they wouldn't make money if they did that. So, and I said, so he told me, I said, what did that run cost them? Because Scott can look on his phone. $450. $450 just to run her an hour and a half there, back. So I said, Scott, you're getting paid both ways easily. Scott goes, so he figured out he does. They get paid to go down, and they also pay to get back. The cab or back. I said, they could take that $450 and get her into some sort of place to live. Or something. Instead of, and now he's on another one. I'm thinking, I said, are you, yeah. Why don't they open it? There is a building, an old hotel down the road that's just sitting empty. Why doesn't the city, country, county, whatever, go in, open that damn shelter or hotel like they did during COVID, during the winters? Because we only have one. There's churches all over here that open shelters, but we only have one shelter in Green Bay, where I think there should be more. It just blows my mind. I said, I get it, honey. He goes, I understand, yeah. He goes, and I can't blame like Scott's cab company. You know, you ask that all the time. Yeah, I never realized it. You know, until you, like I said, how would I really know? I mean, there used to be an homeless guy that I knew that lived in the neighborhood, and I'd give him groceries, but it just blows my mind that they would rather ship them all over the state of Wisconsin. And I don't, like Scott says, he doesn't ask her, like Scott said, I didn't ask why she's homeless, because she said to Scott, don't worry, I'm not going to, Scott said it was funny. Scott goes, she says, don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. And Scott goes, why would I think you would hurt me? And he goes, well, because you're picking me up at a mental institution. You might think I'm crazy or something. Scott goes, I don't judge people. He goes, I try not to judge people. He goes, and I won't hurt you if you don't hurt me. And she goes, deal. Scott said they had a good conversation. She's educated. She just can't, as she put it, can't get on top of it. And she's been here and there. She didn't know what she was going to do for the storm. The shelter was full. And then they said they had beds. That's what kills me. They had beds for family, but not single individuals. And I'm thinking, were the beds used up? Couldn't she just, something? And they sent her away? Oh, no, they drove her over to the institution. I said, so she was put in an institution with loonies last night for a bed? That's how I put it. Scott goes, yeah, that's what she told me pretty much. She said, yeah. So she was put in with people that are in there to get help. Yep. I said, I guess it's better than nothing. But I said, that's kind of weird. I said, what? And he goes, yep, that's what I said too. I never heard anything so messed up in my life. I said, so she wasn't in there to get any assistance because she's mentally ill. Not that she's aware of. He goes, she didn't, he goes, I'm always relaying what she told me. To me, that just, I was like, what? But you know what? I wouldn't put it past us. And I think, when they got storm coming like yesterday, I think I would have took a bed anywhere too instead of being out in it. She said she watched TV and then she went to bed and then they had to be out at a certain time today. Oh, interesting. So let's put them back on the street because they're homeless and it's cold out. Well, then they found her a homeless shelter that had a bed with her, but they had to transport her. She had to find transportation. Well, then she got assisted for transportation. That's just, it blows me away. I just thought, I don't know. And like Scott said, she could be mentally ill. He's like, she could just be telling me a story. But like Scott says, I couldn't tell you. I dropped her off, or they told me to drop her off. She had to say her name through a monitor thing. I had to verify it. I said, well, then you should be getting paid for that stuff. So he said that's what he said to his boss. He's like, wait a minute, why am I as a cab driver verifying who she is? So he said he goes, I guess it's part of my job. I said, it's probably in his contract that he has with the state that you're not being informed of all the details. And he goes, oh, yeah. Oh. I said, I think you need to ask some more questions. So I told him. But I told Scott, it is what it is, and what can you do? I'm going to spray me some rubbing alcohol on top of this. We're going to see if I can get these ink splotches that I just put down moved a little bit. And I'm just going to where are they? Oh, why am I missing things on my turn thing here? What? Oh, no, they're not. They just pushed down. Okay, there they are. There it is. I love these brushes. I bought these at Hobby Lobby this summer. They're stencil brushes. They're big. I like them. I like just using them for doing like this. Don't light a match. I got rubbing alcohol. I tell you, it smells. I don't know if that would actually really happen, but I never tried it, and I don't plan on. I am getting this cool look, though. Smoothing it kind of. But yep, so mine needs more brown. I have a tendency to use purples, pinks. Yeah, I get told sometimes I use too much of the same colors in my project. I don't mind. I like how the yellow's kind of peeking through and the green here and there. I'm just going to dry this real quick. And I'm gonna, it don't take much to dry this paper. Except it don't take much to dry alcohol anyways. Fix that rip there. And now this paper is really ripping easily, so it's probably I'm gonna use it because I got it. But I mean, it's paper they smushed in a box when they pack something. Ooh, mine's got blue, green, purple, and pink with gold loomer paste. What is that? That new stuff, loomer paste by Oh, I can see that little guy's name right now. I can't remember it. I watched it. Did you get it from a guy on that? Um, I can't remember if it's Joggles he worked, or was it scrapbooking.com? I seen it where he went and demonstrated it. Simon Hurley. Thank you. Is that it? Is that his loomer? Is that what it is? Is it his? I remember seeing that, thinking, man, I might have to get me some of that. Yep. Yep, I saw that. That hasn't been out long, has it? So I'm trying to remember when I seen it. It hasn't been out that long. If it was like this summer you released that, or earlier this year. Because I remember seeing that, thinking, and it was one of those, maybe, and then I did it. I think life happened for me, so I never picked it up. My crafting world came to a abrupt halt when my father-in-law really got sick, more than he was, because I still had time to do things, and then all of a sudden, boom. I can't say it was expected. It wasn't. I can't say it wasn't unexpected, because we seen it coming, my husband and I. We just didn't expect this much. As soon as it did, I should say. I remember thinking it was kind of pricey. But so that's cool. They were gifted to you. That's awesome. But I got like the Heidi Swap. Not Heidi Swap. Is it Heidi Swap? No, not Heidi Swap. Vicky Boutin. Her paste. And I thought I didn't need any more. It's in a cupboard. I use it here and there. It's not a regular thing I grab to use. So do you like them though? I take it. Okay. My craft space came to help you fill in. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. I find in this course price that I put it since 1902. They're expensive these days. I was looking at stuff. I have, I have to save if I want stuff, and I always have. Yeah, I got to splurge this past year a little bit on stuff because my father-in-law left me some money. I banked half of it, or I should say how this worked. Okay. He gave me $500 to do what I wanted when I wanted. I did turn disabled. I'm so sorry. I had $500 to do what I wanted with. And then he said to Scott, make sure you give Tina $5,000 to go on her vacation. I was supposed to go see a friend in California. It didn't work out. And I think it was a blessing that it didn't work out because you know what? My son's in-laws, or in-laws at the time, my daughter-in-law's mom and stepfather were going to help the kids with their closing costs and their title cost. 4 days before they were going to close on their house, they told the kids they didn't have the money. So they're in a panic. My son wants to pull it. He didn't want it because we helped them we borrowed them the money for their down payment. So they didn't want to come. My son didn't want to come and ask us again for more money because my father-in-law had his life set up for him going first for my mother-in-law. He had 12 life insurance policies. Some were big, some were small, and then he had investments because he always figured he'd go first. So he wanted my mother-in-law to live comfortably, but she went first. But he paid so many years in them that it wasn't worth stopping him. So he kept him up. So long story short, we helped my son with the down payment of his house. It is a loan. It's not a gift. And well, then it came to that week, and the only reason we even found out is Scott's foster sister had me confused because I thought they posted, or my daughter-in-law posted something about getting a house on Facebook, and Sue saw it, and for some reason Sue thought my son lived in a house, and she wanted to know if his lease was up, if he had to try to get a sublease or something. I'm like, what are you talking about, Sue? So I I called Chantel and I said, did you post? Because they asked us not to say anything about the house until it was done. Nope. And I'm like, yeah, I won't. So I thought, well, maybe they posted something. She goes, no. And I could tell something was wrong in my daughter-in-law's voice. And I'm like, Chantel, what's wrong? I could just tell. She goes, well, me and Xavier are scrambling. And I'm like, or she goes, and I said, Sue, and I told her a story about Sue. And she goes, you can tell Sue. She goes, but I don't know if we're going to get into the house now. And I'm like, why not? She goes, and then she proceeded to tell me what her mom and stepfather did. I said, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. And I could just imagine my son at work, because my son was at work when this went down. I just can't. I said, does Xavier know? She goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh. So my son's at work, and I just can imagine what my son was going through at work when he found this stuff out. That there are 4 days from actually moving out of the apartment, 4 days of moving in their own house, and they pulled this on him. They should have known because they did the same thing for the wedding. Xavier had to come to us and ask us to help pay for the meal at the wedding because her same mother and stepfather that paid for the meal at the wedding backed out and left the kids hanging. And I told Xavier, I wouldn't ask them for a dime. They've done it to you. How many times does it have to happen before you don't count on it? He goes, I know. So, and he didn't want to come to us. He was going to pull it out of his 401k. When I found that out, because I said, what are you going to do? I said to her, what are you going to do? Xavier's going to go first thing into work tomorrow and see if he can pull it out of the 401k and hope, I guess it would take 14 days. They were hoping the seller would wait. And she's telling me, I said, hang on. I said, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I said to Scott, I said, my vacation money, because Scott was going to take me to Washington, D.C. next year. I always want to go out to Washington, D.C., go to the Capitol, see Lincoln, see J.F. Kennedy, where he's buried, see where John F. Kennedy, or Bobby Kennedy. I want to see that all. I want the Veterans Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial, all that. I want to go see that. It's on my bucket list. So instead of going to California, I was going to go out there and we're going to go on Amtrak out there. I already was looking into it. And then in the process, as I was looking at my granddaughter's going to Washington, D.C. next year. So then Diamond was checking to see if I could chaperone that. Because then I could go with Allie. We're still checking in that because I still have money left. I haven't heard anything. I haven't asked either. But so I said to Scott, I said, I said, I'm going to give the kids my money. I said, to close on the house and title loan, all that. And he goes, why? And I proceeded to tell Scott. Scott says, all right, it's your money, honey. He goes, if that's what you want to do. I'm like, I'm not going to let my boy miss out on a house after a year and a half of trying to find one because her parents do this to them. No. So I called Chantel back. I say to Chantel, get a hold of Xavier, tell him I'll get him the money out of the bank tomorrow. Well, he just found out that he thought it was money that, that Scott had because we put a lot in savings, and he knew that Scott got, our kids knew my father-in-law is very generous to us, okay? And, so Xavier thought that came from some of the money it did come from my father-in-law. But Xavier didn't realize it was the money that his grandfather gave me to go on my vacation to see my friend in California because he knew I wanted to do that. And he knew I was saving it because he had a safe here, a big safe. And when I made a little bit of money, I'd come down and he would put it in his safe in an envelope for me because he made sure I left. His son is in hospice care, and he makes sure Annette realized, and my sister, there's an envelope in the safe that says Tina. That is not money that I gave her. That is money that she's been saving for a vacation. And he goes, and it was in a brown, Alpha's envelope with my name on it. It's my rating. And I was keeping a tally. You don't need to go in it either. You just give her that. Scott, open the safe and give your wife her money. So we did. He did. It wasn't till after he passed away and I opened that envelope. He put $5,000 in there plus money I had with a note. Take your vacation on me, love, Dad. Thanks for the help all the years. I literally cried. Showed Scott, and Scott's like, hey, if Dad did it, Dad did it. Because me and my husband took care of my father-in-law. We only lived 6 houses away from him, and we were the ones taking care of him and doing the yard work. I was cleaning his house, and I wouldn't take any money from him. He was always so mad that I wouldn't take his money. I said, this goddamn bugger, he got me in the end. Scott goes, that's Dad. So I gave the kids their money. Well, Xavier just literally found out at Christmas time where he got that $3,500 that he needed, and it was my money. He was like, I went to took it, Mom. I'm like, why? You didn't take it. I offered it. But still, that's your vacation. I said, I'd rather my son have his house than not have his house. And I'd rather have he gave it to you than you pulling it out of your 401k and being penalized. And I gave that to him. He doesn't have to pay me back on that. And now he's like, I'm going to pay you back. And I'm like, I told him, I said, don't sweat it. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, how'd you come up? He's like, where'd you get that money? And then I told him the story. And then and I didn't want to tell him the story. He wouldn't let it go. And I'm like, Grandpa gave it to me to go on vacation. Didn't know he was giving it to me, put it in my savings envelope for my vacation. Now he feels bad. And I'm like, don't feel bad. Why? I said, because you got your house, and I'm happy you're in your house, and that's the way I want it. So hush. But I don't understand. And this is why at last minute do that to your kid. And then here's what really ready for this one. So it's the Monday after the kids close on their house. The house is there. They're moved into it. That Tuesday, her mom was like, Yeah, we booked our cruise. Chantel goes, what cruise? Yeah, we booked our cruise. We're going on a cruise. She goes, so they had the money to go on a cruise, but couldn't fill their obligation that they claimed they'd do help their daughter and son-in-law to get their house. So they got their vacation and I didn't. Yep. Yeah. That's my daughter. My daughter-in-law's not had a good family, really. Family, you know. Her mom, yeah. So, yep. I told Xavier, my son, I said, well, and I said, you know what? And Chantel's so scared I'm going to say something to her mother because her mother's mean. I mean, she's not a very, the mother can't stand the dad, okay, the ex-husband. And whenever her and Chantel have a little spout, you know, a little argument, she calls Chantel by her dad's first name. And I'm like, what? So we goes, yeah, Mom. I'm like, that's not right. So, and she's so worried. She's trying to build that relationship with her mom. I know she is because I love my daughter-in-law. But she really has low self-esteem, and I'm trying to build it up as best as possible. And I tell you, it's hard. Trying my best. So is my son. Because she's a little stocky girl. She put herself down because of her weight. And I'm like, she knows she can't do it around me because I won't allow it. My son, I don't yell at her. I say something like, Chantel, stop it. I just think it's wrong that you do that to your child. So, my son has his house, and at the end of the day, when I go to bed on my pillow, I know I did the right thing. And I said they can sit on their cruise because they already went on it. They enjoyed themselves and had fun. But you know what? Someday when they're in their 80s, let's see who's going to be taking care of their ass. It won't be my son or my daughter-in-law who's you know. That's what I said to Xavier, and he goes, Jesus, Mom, I'm banking on my future, I said. I just couldn't get over that they did that. They did it to him on their wedding. Xavier goes, I should have known, Mom, but they were just hoping, you know. They were so excited, and they have that just like right there, an arm reach away, and having it might pull out. Because I couldn't let it happen. Scott couldn't either. Scott was ready to dig in our personal savings. That's for later in life. Is what me and Scott did. We got this house. We got the stuff done in the house, and then we got so much to live on because, of course, my husband has a heart attack and all this. So he wasn't working. He just got ready for this one, guys. My husband had his heart attack in May. Okay, his doctor put him on light duty. He couldn't do much. So we had a social worker or whatever from the hospital, and then it transferred to something else, whatever. So they had him file medical disability, temporary medical disability or whatever, which he gets anyways because he's worked for it. And I don't know how lucky, I said to Scott, not that your dad's death was, we weren't devastated with my father-in-law. I miss my father-in-law, but I wasn't devastated. I have my moments because I miss him. But he was sick. We found out afterwards his cancer came back, and he chose not to have treatment. He chose not. Me and Scott knew something was up because we practically lived with him. But he chose not to have treatment. He was on a medication, and this is how I know. Because me and Scott were picking up his prescriptions. he gave me and Scott authorization to do that. And I noticed he had another prescription or two. And I asked him, I'm like, what are these for, Dad? Oh, they're just, and I'm a Googler. And I can't remember what they were now, but I wrote them down the second time I had to pick them up. Because he went, oh, they switched my medication. Because I knew everything he was on. And I'm like, they switched your medication? He goes, yeah. And I didn't say anything the day he told me that. Because he still had the other medications. And so the next month when we had to go pick up his medication, I wrote them down because they're all on the bags on the outside anyway. So I wrote them down and I Googled it. And it was two really strong pain medications. And I mean, I told Scott, something's up with Dad. Why? I said, because these are very high addictive pain medications that Dad's taking for pain. Scott goes, well, I said, in the way when I look, I can't remember the name of them at the top of my head, but what they listed what they usually are for, and cancer was listed. So, and I said, I think Dad's cancer's back. My father-in-law had throat cancer, and I'm the one helping make dinner, making sure he's eating. And he always was like a little pigeon eater, but all of a sudden I was watching him like smash up his meat into almost like it was in a blender. So I knew. I said to Scott, I think Dad's got his cancer back. And we always knew if he got it back, he wasn't going to say anything and he wasn't going to get treated. We accepted that a long time ago when my mother-in-law died. He missed my mother-in-law. They met when she was 14 and he was 16. And they were married almost. They would have celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary the following year if she lived. But to count the years before they got married, they were together practically their whole lives. Because she was only 13 when they met. Dad was 16. Yeah, 13. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 13 or 14. Something. She was in that age group. They'd never been with anybody else or never thought about being with anybody else. So he missed her, and he always would say, I don't know why I'm still here. God could take me right now. I want to go to my wife. And I would say, oh, yes, you're here for a reason, to keep us all in line. Well, you're all grown. You can handle it on your own. I'm tired of that job. I want to go home. I want to go see my wife. So he quit fighting when I think he found out. So one of the things that we did after Dad passed away is we went and saw his doctor. And, yep, he had a cancer back, not throat cancer, because he had throat cancer. He just had a cancer. I don't know what type of cancer, but his cancer was back. He didn't, because how you get checked every so often. Yep, it was back. He chose not to have further testing done or anything, and that was his choice. It just sucks for us, but sneaky little man though. Things that he did to prepare. But now how I got off this topic is, so Scott, when he had his heart attack, the social worker helped us. Scott filed medical aid or whatever you get from filing Social Security medical, whatever, emergency medical leave or something, what the hell it is. Basically, your Social Security is what mine. And of course, they have to give it to him. He is on doctors. He is on medical leave. He can't work at the moment. So we're waiting. The letter came. Yep, you'll blah blah. You blah 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 blah. No denying. Yep. Yuppie. And we just got it. So we went June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. 5, 6, 7, 8 months. What do people do if that's all they have to live on? 8 months? It's funny because Scott just got released to go back to work, but with limitations. My husband worked in the paper mills. He can't go back working at paper mills, so that's why he's driving cab. He, my eyesight's so bad that I can't even work. So we had to do something. It took 2 years for my disability to kick in. But you're on permanent disability, right, Dawn? This is only temporary medical disability because he's temporarily on doctor's orders that he can't work. It's not a permanent thing. I just thought it was crazy. Why? Yeah. So we banked it because then they had to pay him since he filed. So it's in the bank now. Because we used Scott's inheritance to work to survive, pay bills. I mean, we don't have a rent. We bought the house with Scott's inheritance from it. We had to pay his sister's half off to own the house. So we are no mortgage, no rent. So all we do is have to pay taxes and our typical bills, water, heat, electric, insurance, which we took care of right away. But and I'm a good budgeter, so. But I was telling Scott, how do people make it if they don't have money? They can't work and they're by themselves. I'm driving. I am drawing from my disability insurance. I'm only 52. Oh, you're my age. Yeah, my husband's 54. Yeah, he had a freaking heart attack on me. Scared the living hell out of me. They think it was caused of stress from his dad and his sister and a bullshit. Oh, yeah. Thing. I mean, my husband. Okay. My husband took his dad's death. Not as. How do I put it? They were so close. I mean, they weren't close as my husband grew up, but they were close after my mother-in-law passed away. I mean, they spent endless hours together, and my husband's one of these that my mother-in-law, she had cancer. She knew she was terminal. She had us over before she died and begged us and sit there crying with tears rolling down her cheeks because Scott and Scott's dad did not have a good relationship. And my sister-in-law hardly came around, so she knew it would be Scott and I and begged Scott, because Scott was always closer to his mom, to not leave his dad. Please help take care of Dad. I can't count on your sister while I'm here. I sure in the hell ain't going to be able to count on her when I'm gone. Please don't leave your dad. So we promised we'd take care of Dad. We wouldn't leave him. Because he'd be a man living on his own because my sister-in-law could care two cracks of the moon. So they built that relationship that they should have had when Scott was growing up. Because my father-in-law favored his daughter, who could do no wrong, okay? And guess where he got him? Yeah. So, she wasn't around. That's what got him. But, my husband carried the weight of the world on his shoulders when it came to my father-in-law. He took that promise that he made my mother-in-law so serious. And then when Dad got sick, real sick, we watched him. Well, he triggered my eating disorder, okay? I was bulimic and anorexic, and he wasn't eating. I'd come down and I'd sit with him, I'd make him dinner, and he was eating less and less. And I said to Dad, I started crying. I said to Dad, you're anorexic. You're not eating. You're triggering me. I said, you're making me bring memories of when I was anorexic and bulimic. I said, you gotta eat, Dad. I just don't have the energy. I just don't have the strength. I just, that's how and I knew. So I was getting them, I think Tammy Passions, the one told me, give them milkshakes. So, so I was getting them, I was making them fruity shakes, fruities. I take fruit, blend it up, put it real, and he was drinking them because he said he couldn't swallow. That's why I thought he had his throat cancer back. Because I kept saying he should have had this procedure years ago. He had a pocket in the back of his throat from his throat cancer that he should from like the surgery he had, and he should have had that surgery, but he chose not to. Why, we could never figure it out. I like my painty paper. What do you think? Pretty woo! But after you cut it up, it's kind of gonna look cool. But he should have had his throat. He should have had that taken care of, and he wouldn't do it. Why? We don't know. We tried to argue with him, but you can't. You try to talk him into it. Was had nothing to do with that surgery. So, well, they got worse. So, and Tammy's like, feed him with fruity shakes. Make him fruity shake. Make him. He didn't. And then I made him like carrot and celery, and he drank them. I thought I did pretty good. I ordered that smoothie thingy jigger, and then he had his insurers and all that, but oh, the husband's home. But so I cut these all out. I think it was last year. I think it was last year. My whole intentions last year, they're January through December, and each has a card. And I was going to do an art journal card every day of the month. Okay? These are last year's. Matter of fact, Riley gave me that sticker. My granddaughter. So I did January 1st. Something must have, let's see, January 2nd, January 3rd, no date. Oh, that's true. This was January 4th. Yep, that's January 4th. This is, look, it's got my name. Somebody made that for me, so I put on my card. January 5th. Oh, 2022. So, yeah, it wasn't. January 1st. Yep, January 17th. Why I quit, I don't know. So it wasn't last year. These are dated 22. Yep, 2022. So I still have it. Oh, see? So it's like I didn't do every card. Let's see. Happy Valentine's Day. Van Gogh one. In February. So I have all the cards done. And I still want to get back into doing that. I'm a little late. How many days am I late here? 13. So I'm going to catch up. Because I'm going to start getting back into that. Why I quit? I don't know. Life, you don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But, I wonder if he's home this day or nope. That's right. He's got to run at 10:30. Man, he doesn't. I'd like to go take a jacuzzi. Yeah, my tub is a jacuzzi. I took a shower and he got mad at me because I took a shower when he wasn't home. And because of me falling down the stairs and being unstable here lately, he doesn't like me even going upstairs when he's gone. And he's just like, why? I'm like, we were gone. I want to take a shower. I want to actually take a bath in my jacuzzi. So he said, I fell down my stairs. And I'm just starting my vertigo medication. They put me back. My doctor put me back on my vertigo medication. Yeah. Oh my God. I tell ya. Yep. So I'm using some of the cards from that. So I think I'm going to get back to that. Doing it once a day for 365 days. I think I'm going to come up. Is what saved me. Art? Oh, yeah. Art, yeah. I always tell my husband it's cheaper than therapy. Got $200 an hour to go tell a person my problems. I'll go in and put it in an art journal and save them a lot of money. Crafting's cheaper than therapy. Well, I was diagnosed with manic depression when I was 13 years old. My grandfather, bless his heart, I was ready. Hi, baby. Are you home for a while? I'm live, so say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
You still have to go pick up.
That's how many hours I put in.
Okay, it's where?
Up on the top, my side.
9 hours and 21 seconds?
21 minutes.
9 hours and 21 minutes?
Yes.
That's how many hours you put in today driving?
Just today.
Why does it seem like it should be more?
Well, honey, when I come home, I shut the timer off.
Oh, I get that.
And then I go back.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit in just a short amount of time.
9 hours ago?
From 9:15 this morning.
Yeah. 8:30? Oh, yeah, that's 9. Yeah, I get it. Okay. 9 hours and I just sat in the car and circled the block for telling.
Honey, I still got to go out on a run later.
I would have circled it until it was 10 hours. Or 9, like 9:30.
Okay. What's all of this here?
That's just chit-chatting.
Oh.
That's chit-chatting.
Hello, I believe that's Sandy.
Yeah, that's Sandy. Me and her are jelly printing on the 19th, which is what? This upcoming week, isn't it? Say it's the 13th today? So isn't that Friday?
What?
The 19th.
I don't know.
I'll have to look at my calendar. Oh, yeah, I can just turn. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
I forgot I got on my calendar. Not.
You got more stuff running around here than I know what to do with.
I got.
Watch what you're doing now. I was almost my toes.
You're my vermin. I don't have to watch your toes.
I'll remember that.
Well, that's what you told me when you hit me.
What do you mean what?
When you accidentally hit me. You were like, honey, you're too close. You're in my environment. You didn't mean to hit me, but I got hit. What I'm saying.
When was this?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Yeah. I just remember you. That's what you told me. He did not physically hit me. He's not an abusive husband. Please, people do not think that. I was in a space I shouldn't have been, and I got hit. Not by him, actually, by something he was doing.
By an object that I had in my hand and I didn't know she was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would let her beat the living pope out of me.
Well, I don't want anybody to think after I thought what I just said.
Well, yeah, but yeah. I'd still let you do that before I'd even raise a hand to you.
I know that. So be ready. I'm going to beat you tonight, okay? Wham! So, what time is your last run? Because I'd like to take a jacuzzi tonight.
What's stopping you?
Because you told me not to take in the tub unless you were home. Just in case I couldn't get out of it because of my back right now.
Oh, okay.
Do I got paint on me?
Yeah, on your forehead.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you managed to get full of paint like that.
Okay.
Yeah, probably that. Are they all laughing at us?
No, not yet. I probably will be and give them a few minutes. We'll keep it up.
I'm new in class.
What? She's new. She's a newbie. She just started coming in last week or so. Her name's Dawn with an E. D-A-W-E. D-A-W-N-E. Never saw it spelled like that. Yeah.
Oh, I had a little freaking freak out today
Oh, boy.
on my last ride coming back.
Yeah.
Darn snowplows left a big old pile of snow on the on-ramp.
What?
Right in the middle.
Jesus.
As I'm accelerating going up the on-ramp, all of a sudden I see it and I'm like, ooh, moved over and I ended up doing a 360.
Jesus.
And then going, wow.
Were they ever even around?
What, the snowplow?
Yeah, did you see one?
Yeah, I passed one.
What the hell were you?
On a different highway.
Well, I'm saying in that vicinity where that pile was left.
He was only 2 miles away turning around.
What the hell?
I don't know. But they sure did a junk garbage job of clearing snow.
Well, yeah, they ain't old school like my Uncle Jerry and Black anymore.
No, they ain't.
I watched a guy out here couldn't get close enough to the curb around the 13th, so it's like this far out.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. They don't know what. Yeah. It's probably all part-timers that they don't train anymore.
Yeah.
They're not permanent anymore.
Well, how long is it going to be before you go take your bath? 'Cause I got to leave before 10. I got to leave at about 10 o'clock.
And then you'll be back by
11?
Then I'll take my then.
Okay. Oh, my Lord. The fare that I had to bring all the way there
Yeah. Yep.
was detoxing alcoholic.
Oh.
And was begging and pleading me to turn around and borrow $5 so she could get vodka. I was like, yeah, I don't have cash.
Oh, Jesus. Where was she going? To another center?
No, home.
Well, then she can buy her own damn vodka.
That's what I said. Well, I didn't say that, but I thought that.
Wow. Yeah. So she just checked out of the center to get drunk?
Yeah, she just got put in the center earlier today.
Wow. Well, it's addiction. They don't treat them. They just put them through and they send them out the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can't. The thing is I learned a long time ago, you only can help those that want to help themselves.
Yeah.
So.
I want to go snow blow, but.
Did she pay for this or the state pay for her cab home?
Oh, she paid for it.
I'm going to say. I'm sorry.
Well, as far as I know, she's paying for it because it was in a credit card.
Surprised she didn't have you drop her off at a bar.
Nah. There's a BP gas station 3 houses away. You just walk down there and get her alcohol there.
Is Sabrina come in? Oh, hi, Sabrina.
All right, I'm going upstairs.
All right, you go upstairs.
I know I should snow blow over by our house at Falls, but it's getting too dark. I can't see.
That's up to you, baby. We can get in and out of our driveway, and that's the only thing you have to worry about.
Sure.
And I have to get to my bird feeders by Tuesday.
Now what?
And if I do, I'll put my big boots on. Or I'll put your big boots on. Because I can't find my boots. And look, they have to be at the storage unit. Yeah. Which I guarantee is not plowed. I'll just wear my mucks to go feed the birds. I'll just put double socks on. I'm Stephanie. Yep. That's Stephanie. We have Sabrina. We have Sandy. That's Crafty Vintages. This vintage there, if that's how you say it, is Dawn. Dawne with an E. I think it's cool. I'm learning her name. Saying it out loud a couple times. I won't forget because I forgot. This was like yesterday or today. I was like, oh my god, what's her whole name? What's her name? I couldn't remember. I went and watched your video. I was on your channel watching you yesterday because I was looking for you. I don't know if I commented though. I think I did. I don't remember. My memory, I tell you. My memory sucks. Just saying. Thanks, Steve. Oops. So if you're not subscribed to each other's channels, subscribe. You know what, Sandy? Why aren't you blue, girl? Hang on, you're going to be blue. Sandy can be blue. I think I can do it. Yeah, right there. Boom. Yep. There we go. Sandy's blue. I think everybody is going to be blue that's in here. The other night I had trolls. I only had Dawn in here and one other person. I'm like, oh my god. So I made them all blue. Because neither one were blue that were in here. So now we're the blue crew. Now Sandy's blue. Now y'all can just go. I forgot how to set up the dual stream thing, so I ended up joining without hitting the button. I guess I'm supposed to hit. LOL. Hey, that's right. Yeah, I went looking to see where you're going live because I'd have came in and said hi and watched, but I couldn't find it. Yep. And I checked, and I don't know if I checked the community page or not. I don't remember. So all these little pieces I don't get rid of because I use them in other projects underneath my projects. Like I watched this gal named Lori Jenkins, I want to say. I can't remember at the top of my head. But I know her first name's Lori. She always says, put your underpants on. Use your underpants. And that's what she's talking about. Things underneath to get a base started. I love watching her. She's an awesome mixed media artist. And then we have Stephanie here, who's really getting good. She's been posting what she's been doing lately, and I'm like, damn girl, you go for it. I always say mixed media, to me, there's no wrong or right way. It's your way. So whatever way you do it, it's your way. Kind of comes in mixed media. I've done some funky stuff. Oh. But $5 for alcohol. Oh, Jesus. That's pretty bad if she only put herself in there, was sent there today, and she's already. I don't know how that works. I've never been an addict, but I don't remember. My foster son was an alcoholic. I never seen him go. I mean, Jones that quickly for a drink. But maybe he did, and I didn't notice either because he hid that a lot from us. I don't think it. I stayed in your channel until like 5 minutes before I went live. We're a good funny bunch over here. We got a good bunch of people that come in. And I sit here and I do my thing. They come in, they go somewhere else, they come back. And I have no problem with that. I have a few that kind of just sit there and lurk in the back. They're in the backstage, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. They're my backstage people. Look at, aren't they cool? Now, what I'll do, bam. I didn't make ATCs like I was going to. And I want to decorate a little bit more. Spots that I cut on. So it looks neater. Open spots. So, one thing I've always wanted was a hot tub. So, Scott was going to buy me a hot tub. He got a Harley. I was going to get a hot tub. Because Scott's dad gave Scott money to go buy a Harley. And Harley didn't come with as much as Scott's dad gave Scott to go buy a Harley. Because we were going to buy a bike when my son graduated in 2014. And Scott's dad suffered from anxiety so bad that he asked us not to buy a bike while he was still living. Handed Scott an envelope. Told Scott, don't open it until I'm gone. So it was almost probably 2 weeks, a week after Dad was gone. Scott opened the envelope, and here was money in the envelope too. Son, go buy you and your wife your Harley. Because me and Scott like to ride. Please purchase helmets so I could feel better up in heaven while you're on your ride. So we did. We got helmets that we can talk to each other. So we went and bought a Harley, but it didn't cost as much because we bought a used one from a buddy of Scott's. So we had money left. We were going to buy a hot tub. Well, I thought though looking in a hot tub, I needed to get a permit to have a hot tub in my backyard. I had to have it fenced in. There was all these rules and regulations that I've looked at, Scott. I'm like, I don't need a hot tub. I'll go to a hotel for a week, and it was my attitude after I read it. And they have to come out yearly. And it costs you $150 for them to come out yearly to inspect it. Wow, stuff. So when we redid our bathroom, I got a jacuzzi tub. That's who the maker is. And it has jets. It has everything I would have in a hot tub. And I paid less because hot tubs aren't cheap. Just to own one, just to buy it. When you want something until you go looking at the price, you're like, oh my God. For what we paid for the Harley, I was going to almost, it would have cost another 10 more. We only paid $5,000 for a Harley. And so I told Scott one day, and Scott's like, well, I always promised you. And I'm like, no, you're not pulling from the investments. Because we invested a lot of the inheritance. We didn't spend it all. We didn't blow it all. We got, I'm like, no. And then when we went to redo the bathroom, we were going to redo the bathroom ourselves, but I wouldn't let him after he had his heart attack. We hired a company, and then when they came out, I could get a jacuzzi tub. Practice. It was only like $400 more than a regular tub. I went with the jacuzzi tub. Lifetime guarantee. So that's my baby. They keep her nice and shiny too. So, but I fell here. I fell down my stairs. Scott told me not to go in the jacuzzi tub unless he's home. So just in case I can't get out or I fall again, because I've been really off. I don't know what it is. I've been falling a lot lately, so I've been klutzy all my life, but it seems like I've been klutzier more lately. And just those little dots around that edge just adds to it. That's all that's needed. Isn't that cool? So that's one. And then what I can do, I can make tags. I could, if I wanted to. Or I could just use them for a little trip. We have a hot tub. They are nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, I wanted one bad, Sandy. And I had one picked out that fit like 12 people. I mean, Diamond's like, we need one so the grand, everybody can fit in it. Just, we found one that fit like 6 people. It was $10,000. And I'm like, yeah. So I said no. People got nope, nope, nope. So I decided to go. So what did I say? I have to make up 13 cards. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or I could just start with day 13. Ours will hold 6 people. Yeah. There was one that we looked at that holded 24. Ain't that crazy? And then we went to a hot tub show, and there looked like one that you could actually dive in. Well, that was that Olympic one by that Olympic. And I'm like, what the hell? It's a pool. I have a tub. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to do all 13. I have all of them done for January. Even if I'm going to mark them back. You guys are witnesses. Yeah. See, I have a cleaner that I run in my jacuzzi tub in the bathroom. Because it's a jacuzzi tub. It's for bathing, too. I can take up just a bath. And the kid, Coda comes just, I swear to God, my grandson lately just comes to use my tub. Because he's here like 5 minutes. Nana, can I take a bath? I'm like, I think you don't come to see me anymore. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I like your tub. But I have stuff I buy to do it. I have a tub too. So I highly suggest, not invest, suggest that these brushes right here at Hobby Lobby, 2 in a pack for like, I think $7. Use and they're damn stencil brushes. They're pretty cool. I like them. I don't really go through stencil with them, as you can see. I think they're cool. We're gonna move that, but I'm gonna get a painty paper here. This is another way I do painty paper. I should have thought of this. I put a project on that I'm working on, and I'll just tap off on it, and eventually I get a painty paper. So if you're working on a project, put some paper underneath, which I should do more often, because look at this. Shoo. Where's that sassy Tammy, Sandy? Still not feeling good? I haven't talked to her today. Have you? So you get 2 different, like, how they look. I don't know if you're supposed to wash them. I wash them. Right now, I'm just doing a build-up background. Maybe one more time. She's still not feeling well. I think that woman needs to go see a different doctor, I think. Okay. I think I got all of it off the brush. I used a lot of paint in it on it. That's all right, because you know what? It's all going to look different in the end. I'm going to spray some of my spray on there. See if I can get it spray. Oh, man. I was hoping that thing would work. So I'll do some dripping. I don't... There's something plugging it. This is why I look the way I look. Like... See. Let's see if that works. Don't. I'll just soak it. Yeah, see? It doesn't. I'll never buy these out of the Dollar Tree again, because I tell you, they don't want to. You saw it. I opened this literally today and made spray, and it's already not working. Cheap. There you go. I'll use it that way. No, I broke it. I can't get it back on to stay. There we go. I got some out of it. Okay. There's a bingo daba. Oh, nope. Nope, can't do that. Oh, yeah. Might have to have the hubby try to open that for me, so I can break it. Not break it like the way you think. Sometimes if you get paints that don't want to open, you take your pinky tool, you just run it on the crease, because it's dry paint in that crease. That's more likely. See, right there. That's keeping it from opening. So you just go around the outside of that. Don't poke through. Just go on the ridge. And sometimes, I don't know if this one will, because this is kind of tight on this. There we go. I broke. See that? Oh. Yeah, this is why I'm starting to use these Delusion paint tubs, because I've been using them for a while. And this is what happens to them. They get gucky. I don't know if I can bring this one back or not. See how that happens? It gets all... So, I don't even know if we can run that through a stencil. Let's see if we can run it through a stencil. That's 2 of them I opened today that look like that. All right, let's see if I can grab it. Maybe through a stencil. Like a... Oh, wait. What is so... Probably gonna be real thick. Real thick. What? How your paper turned out. Oh, what am I doing? Well, we'll do like this one. Once crossed. And then I'm going to just grab a white one. Again. Now I'm just going to press this one off. That there. That there. And that one right there. Dry. And I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to dry this. My poor hands. This is what my dryer ends up looking like with Mixmedia. Well, I'm going to use that blue and yellow like through a stencil. So I don't know ways. because I have a yellow one that's like that. I might as well use it that way if that's the way I mean, it looks cool, don't it? Not the best choice of color I picked, but oh well. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. Turn over. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm stained hands. I washed them 3-4 times. Yep, that happens. I did that once going out. I had a doctor's appointment, and he goes to check my ears, and I took a shower before I went to the doctor's. Had like an hour to wait. Thank you. I just made that, and I came in and I probably painted or something. I don't remember. So I'm at my doctor's office and he's giving me my exam and he goes to look at my ear and he walks back over, grabs a Q-tip and some solution and he had to walk. I paint inside my earlobe. I must have scratched my ear and didn't realize it. I don't know if I'm liking these these little shimmer things. They really did. I really don't do anything for me. They're really light. I'm going to have to go watch the video on these because maybe I'm doing them wrong. But they're not very that, I got these. They came across my feed from eBay, or not eBay, Amazon one day. And I got a whole collection of them. I think let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, I believe. Yeah, 30. And they're this Kiss, they're called. Kiss sticks, solid tempera paint. And they're only like $15. So I bought them. That was a while ago. You can smear them. Kind of. I want to test something here on this card. Oh, I should have thought of that. Hang on. We're going to test that right now. Let me get a brush. Where's the brush? Let's see. Got a brush. Actually, let's test them on a different sheet. A little, but not very much. Not like I would hope. But these scribble sticks, are very active with paint or water. They're pretty cool to work with. Maybe I'll play with them in the next card. Right now, I got these out, so we're going to finish that. Because I want to see something with these. So right now, I'm just putting down color. All right. This one's done. Not done, but I'm letting it dry. I want to doodle on it. But I want to, let's see. Somewhere around here. Man, I forgot. Okay. Bear with me a second. Oh, that my phone went off at 9. That's my pill. That's another reason I wash my hands. That could explain it. At least I caught it only by one day, so that's good. Oh, bone head. I forgot to put a pill in my evening. Oh, sorry. That's my time. 9 o'clock pill time. Because I'm bad at taking medication, so I have a timer for it. Like you saw me here. I was preoccupied. Oh, I have a cricket. I have that too. My daughter uses it more than me. I'll be honest. I don't like it. It's too tacky for me. So I told her to take it home with her. She just hasn't yet. She does a lot of DIY vinyls and picture stuff and all that. I have a big shot. I grab my big shot. And I use my big shot. I got a lot of dyes, so. I told her she could have it. I had a sale and sold a lot of stuff that I made to buy that. And I even have the Brother Scannicott. My kids got me that for Christmas one year. And I don't care for that either. I felt bad. I could never get it to work right for what I wanted. You love your Scannicott? I struggled with it. I kept on cutting people's arms off. I wanted that for the aspect that I could cut out my stamps, you know. I kept cutting things off that shouldn't have been cut off. I don't know what the heck I was doing wrong. Could never figure it out. Yeah. So I kind of was like, okay, it's not meant for me. My daughter even took it home and tried to mess with it. And she's like, Mom, she goes, I don't know. I'm not getting this. I mean, the directions is a college education. I'll tell you that one. Jesus. I did too. It's why I bought it. I bought that before I even bought the Cricut. And that thing just wasn't friendly to me at all. So I get, So we have a neighbor across the street. His name is Paul. He's a nice guy. He's older than I am, and he calls me Mrs. Massey. It's just weird. And I asked him why, and he just told me because he was on the phone with Scott when I went up there. Scott usually does his driveway for him, and Scott was gone all day. And Scott's like, I'll get it tomorrow. And Paul's like, I ain't going anywhere. I ain't worried about it. He goes, well, is that Mr. and Mrs. Massey that just came in the room? I'm like, what the heck? And then he was telling me a story. He always called Scott's mom Mrs. Massey. The only mom on the block that he ever called Mrs. Massey. So he says it's a sign of respect, I'm like, okay. See, I should have my small stencils in while I'm doing these little cards. It would be a lot easier. But I have a window toward my back, and he sees me he can see me kind of in my craft room once in a while. And I made him promise that he wouldn't sneak up through the window and startled me. That he would, if he needed something to call me, because, man, that would scare the living Jesus out of me, having somebody walk up behind me and tap on the window. Because my windows in my old house were on this side of me. I have a window on this side of me now, and I have a window behind me. And I'm like, that would freak the living Jesus out of me if somebody walked up and did that. Jeremy, the other neighbor, already did, and Scott ripped him a new one. Don't go walking up to my wife's craft windows and tapping on the window. Oh, I need to get her attention. He goes, I don't give a shit. It's called the doorbell. Scott told him, you're lucky she didn't shoot you out the window. What? I'm just saying. Yeah. Well, we got nice neighbors, don't get me wrong. But Jeremy, he's a man that knows it's boundaries, dude. Boundaries. And he told me, I put my Christmas stuff out 4 days before Thanksgiving ended, and he told me if I lighted them up, he was going to call the city on me. And I said, the last time I checked, I paid taxes on this place. I'd go right ahead then. He's that type of a guy. Yeah. I call him the governor of the block. Because I'm on the second floor in my craft time. Thank goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I was supposed to. This was actually the room I'm in was supposed to be Scott and I's bedroom, is what Scott wanted to do. But Scott's dad, told Scott to make this my craft room. My son-in-law smudged this room because my mother-in-law passed away in this room. Scott's grandfather passed away in his room. Scott's dad passed away in his room. So my son-in-law is a native, and I made him come in and sponge this craft room in the house after my father-in-law passed. Because I'm a firm believer in that. So I should be good. I've not had no incidents. But my father-in-law turned around and said, you should really, when he was laying there, in the last couple things he said, he says to me and Scott, because he knew we were going to buy the house. He knew that we were going to get the house. Scott always wanted this house. So it's always been Scott's dream to own his parents and grandfather. My husband's grandfather built this house. This piece of land has been in Scott's family for 109 years. The house isn't that old because the first house burnt down. So, Scott's dad said, you should let Tina make this room the craft room, he goes. And Scott goes, why? He goes, because this room needs some color and life in it, not death. So I had Sam come over and do his Indian mojo. Smudged. Yeah. You believe in smudging? So do I. Matter of fact, I made Sam come back and do it not too long ago. I have smudged my house several times too. See, now I realize, in this native culture, women can't smudge houses because we can carry the spirit, because we can give birth. But then I heard in the Wicca, they can. So I don't know. But I let my son-in-law. Matter of fact, he just came and recently redid it because I fell down the stairs and I'm like, okay, you got to come back and smudge this house. I've got too many things have been happening to me, falling and stuff. So I made him come and redo it. And he's like, okay, Mom. I firmly believe sometimes things happen and you need to cleanse your house. People may think I'm weird, but I think it cleans fluid down, but it keeps the sage sticks just in case of negative vibes. Exactly. Yep. That's why my son-in-law come and do it. I said I was having a lot of falling stress, and so I just asked him to come and do it. And I think a lot of times it's, if you believe in it, he cleanses you as well. Because he smudging. There you go like this. And you breathe it in. Yep. He looked what I... And he had no problem. He didn't question it at all. He just came and did it. And boom. He just did it like last weekend for me. Matter of fact, Monday. Because I almost slipped down the stairs again. And I'm counting my stairs right now, okay? When I come down, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is down. Because the railing doesn't go all the way down. And then for some reason in my head, I can't figure that out for some reason. That the stairwell, after you get to the 1, 2, 3, 11th step, that is not all the way down. So I just assume I'm coming to the first floor and I just step wrong. Scott is buying me a new rail. He as soon as he gets his first check, he's ordering us a railing we picked out. And it's like a metal piping and it's like steampunk-ish because my curtains in my living room look like steampunk piping. They're pretty cool. He found a railing that looks pretty much like my curtain rods, so that's what we're running up the steps. And it's going to go all the way down and a little bit further up too. For some reason, it's like they cut it off before the step ended. We don't know why. And Scott was telling me Scott's mom always had the same problem. She was tripping on those steps too. I said, because sometimes our minds think, okay, no more railing, you're down. So I fell twice on those, or 3 times on those steps since we moved in here. And I almost did another one the other day. And it's not like Scott was right behind me. It's not like I'm rushing down the steps. He's like, what the hell is it with you and these steps? He goes. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, he says, as soon as I get paid, I'm ordering it. This is $75. He's actually going to pull it out of savings. He said, honey, I'm just going to pull it out of savings. Because he found out it's going to be 2 weeks before he gets paid. Because they have to go through that stupid, having your checks go right to your account. I said, I don't get why that takes so long to set up. He goes, I have no idea either. So he says he's just going to pull it out of savings and go order it. Well, he thought about, instead of ordering it, he's going to go buy piping himself and do it. I said, I don't care as long as the railing gets longer. Because we looked at the basement railing. I have no problem going up and down the basement, but the railing goes all the way down. So shotgun shell. It's awesome image or thing that it leaves. I gotta get another one from Scott though, because I want one where I can go right into white paint if I wanted to, and have one just for black, and have one for white. Move that over and take this one, and then I'm gonna put this in the white. Sometimes I get lucky. You get the little markings, but sometimes it's kind of hard. Yeah, it's just weird for some reason. No, he goes, all these years, he said his mom fell down the last couple of stairs too, and I'm the one. Oh no, it was Diamond. Diamond's like, well, the railing doesn't go all the way down. And then Scott looked at it and he goes, I'll be damned. And Scott's lived here his whole life. He goes, it never even crossed my mind. That's maybe why my mom fell. Yeah. Your paper is drying. Or your paper is, drying. I was like, why is your paper dying? I told Scott, I ain't bouncing back. I'm not young anymore. I really hurt. I mean, it's been a week. I'm still hurting. I still got a bruise on my butt. I don't heal as quickly anymore. This is going to be, when I get this all done, this is going to be an awesome painting paper. All these stuff I'm marking off on it from doing other stamps. On these, it's going to be cool. I think this needs some black. What do I want to do on this? Let's do little turquoise on this. Yeah, that looks good. Boom. How many cards I got left? Okay. 4. So I got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I was like, wait a minute. And I got these 2 over here. I want to do 13. Technically, I should do 14 because tomorrow's 14. And then I'll get on target. Well, I can do tomorrow's 14th. I'll do tomorrow's 14th on the 14th. Boom. 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 Because I'm probably going to get off here in about... I want to finish these. Okay. So I'm going to put these... I'm going to dry these real quick. And then I'm going to use the paint that's left over here on the back. And I'll show you what I'm going to use. Just to use up the black and white paint so I don't waste it. I don't like wasting paint. It drives me crazy. Oh. Right. So we're going to dry these. Hang on my corn. Put them in the water. Yeah, I should try to head to bed while I feel tired. That'll be it. If not, I end up with the second one and then I'm going, oh yeah, I know that one already. I know that too. But since I haven't been, okay. I just went on anxiety medication about 2 weeks ago because I was having chest pains. They ran every test on me. I went in every machine to check my heart on. It came out good. Thank God, because what my family, we have a really bad heart disease. And then I got double whammy from my dad, and so does my dad. So I was really concerned. It freaked me out. My brother had a massive heart attack at 38 and died behind the wheel. My mom had a massive heart attack at 62 at a garage sale and died. So, you know, so I was freaked out. So that I had a heart scan and all that stuff. And ever since I started anxiety medication, it's helping my brain shut down to sleep. I haven't slept this good in probably 20 years. And I knew I had anxiety. I've always had anxiety, but I always thought that I don't like taking pills, and I don't like... Because, see, I was telling you about my grandfather. When I was diagnosed at 13 with manic depression, my grandpa wouldn't put me on medication. He refused to, because he didn't want me to take any mind. How do you say that? Mind controlled drugs. Something that would alter my mind. So he refused to. But he always found me outlets. He'd tell me to go paint the barn. He always had paint for me. I've always been doing this kind of stuff in the old barn. The old barn was just chock full of paint from me doing this. And I don't know. I'll have to look what I'm on. But I told Scott because I'm on a pill for my joints. So I got really bad joints. And they put me on a pill right now to control the pain in my hand till I have my surgery. Which I tell you, I wouldn't be doing this. There's no way if I didn't have the medication. There's no way. So, and then I'm on an anxiety medication, and then I'm on a pill to quit smoking. It's it's taking the cravings away less and less every day because I'm a smoker and I want to quit. And this medication he's got me on every day, it seems like the urge to smoke is getting less and less. It's not Chantix. It's a medication they use for depression too, so that's probably helping. But I said to Scott the other day, I said they have to keep me on my joint pill regardless. I've been on that joint pill for a few years, and he yelled at me because I quit taking it when Scott's dad got sick. I forgot to go re-up my medication on that. Wasn't it? Because you don't think of yourself when somebody else is sick. So I said to Scott, I'll stay on my joint medication. I want to get off this um, medication for my hand eventually. But I'm telling him because I go for a med check on the 5th. I want to stay on my anxiety medication. I told Scott, I don't want to go off that. It's calm and it's like I'm leveling out finally. And I don't, after my parents divorced, he raised me. He didn't know any of that stuff. And he had a heart condition. He'd take a handful of medication. So he didn't want me to have to take medication. And I get it. But now that I said to my doctor, I've usually can control this. I said I've been controlling my anxiety and depression since I was a kid. Because I always had an outlet. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to connect to 663. Did you do this surgery? I'm having this. The way they're doing mine is with a thread. I've never heard of that until now because I refused to have carpal tunnel surgery. I told my doctor I wasn't going to have it done. I would stay on the medication. I was not doing carpal tunnel surgery because I had nightmares. So he sent me to a different doctor that has a different procedure. It's done in 15 minutes. In and out. 15 minutes. They put a little, I could show you. I have the paperwork right here. I don't know if you were in here. They don't cut through here anymore. At least my doctor doesn't. That's all he does. Yeah. One little thread goes in, comes back, and whatever they do inside there, it comes on. It's one little hole here, one little stitch here, another stitch here, and then I wear a brace for a week or two. 15 minutes. You told me it takes longer to set it up than it does the procedure. Weird, but I had Diamond research it for me because I don't take chances. That's my house. So I had Diamond, my daughter, research. So this is a potato smasher. Yeah, I don't know. It's. He may have never heard of it. It's the Gao technique. I don't know if these doctors came up with this. It's called ultra minimal invasive carpal tunnel relief. No scalpel, no incision, done in the office, less downtime. And it's the Gao technique. And then I found out because I asked him how many times they cut me. I heard that. That's my grandma had that done. I remember that because I had to go stay with her, which is no problem. I love my grandma. My dad's mom and dad. But my neighbor actually who used to work for them. Okay. And they gave me references of patients. Because I've asked I'm a question asker. I ain't letting you do anything to me unless I know. So he gave me all his brochures. I was actually reading them before he came in and handed to him. He's like, oh, smart woman, goes up the desk and grabs the information. And he knew who my neighbor was because I said, my neighbor told me and I was telling her what was happening. She told me she used to work for you. And he goes, and what was her name? And I said, Kat. And he goes, oh, I like Kat. I kind of miss Kat. She chose to, during COVID, they had to let some people downsize. She got a job doing basically at home, so she kept it. She likes it. But she highly recommend him. He gave me some customers to call because I said, have you ever had a patient come back and had this procedure done in the same hand? And he said no. They never had anybody come back. I said, why? He goes, because it's done right the first time. So I'm happy with that outcome. So and of course, I haven't reached out to the references because that was Thursday. Me and Diamond went grocery shop and got home. And then this big storm came rolling in on Friday, and I never thought to contact email. He gave me an email list that I could email people that had the procedure, because now we're just waiting for my insurance to get back. That's going to look cool. I mean, I'll use something more on it eventually. These I'm going to add some, go around them and do some dashes and doodling. I'll probably show them the next time I come live because they're not going to look the same by the time I'm done with them. Get my stickers. This is where your stickers come in handy that you have a mess load and you don't know what to do with. Voila. And I'll probably get these bunch done. So I have a feeling I'll be up for a while waiting for Scott to get home. So I'll probably finish these up, get the background made, and start doing what I do best, and that's doodling. I love doodling. So I'll probably just lay these out and work on these. But I'm going to go take a break for a while. And I'm going to call it a night here. Or I might just leave them until the morning because I'm kind of getting tired. I may not even take a jacuzzi. I might just go right to bed. I'm tired. I'm getting tired. Yeah, you too. That's what I'm thinking. Sandman, give me a dream. So, thanks for hanging out with me. As always, everybody, be happy. What time is it by you? It's almost 10 o'clock here. I don't. What time is it by you? I don't know what time zone you're in. I don't know where you're from, so. Well, good night, Don. Sleep up. 10:48. Oh, so you're an hour. Okay, you're an hour ahead of me. All right. Well, go catch some Z's, and I'll probably see you in the next video or next live. And as always, be happy, be kind, be safe, be funny, be crafty, and bye for now, everybody. Good night.